Very good morning to all my dear students. I know the new batch I have not taught yet, but to others I definitely have. Now today is not just another day in Legacy IAS Academy, the usual classes, but it is a very important day because in this moment we take pride, inspiration and reaffirmation of what dedication, perseverance can actually achieve. Now, it is my absolute honor to welcome Rahul Kumar, our classroom program student who has secured a 141 rank in the UPSC Civil Services examination of 2025. Now, Rahul's journey is one of resilience, consistency, and an unwavering belief. Now, he has cleared two mains examination. That takes a lot of doing, and subsequently has given two personality tests, which itself is a very big achievement. And as we all know now, he has also secured a remarkable rank in the UPSC Civil Services examination. At Legacy IAS Academy, we take immense pride in being part of his UPSC Civil Services journey. So Rahul, on behalf of the entire Legacy IAS Academy family, I give you a very heartfelt congratulations and I welcome you here to please give your insights to our students so that it can also help them to clear the UPSC exam. Thank you. Over to you, sir.
So, good morning everyone. Few months back I was also sitting that side. Just in December I remember in Delhi. And I met a lot of guys who were sitting this side. Actually, even now also I don't know that how I made it to this side of the bench. But I know how it feels to be sitting over there and listening and looking at me, how you all are looking, that what sort of alien he might be, what sort of different. First question that comes to mind is what he has done differently that I will be able to do or not, right? So what different books he studied, what different notes he made, how he made his notes, how much 18 or 20 hours did he study, and many other questions. I know what type of questions come, like when I attended such as my first session. So these are the questions that I had in my mind, that what are the things that the other person has done differently. And let me tell you, nobody do anything which is different than basic and simple things. This is what I have spoken in my podcast also. This is what I am here to speak to you people also. And if you do the basic things properly, the things that you already have done in your life multiple times, because everyone here is a graduate, right? Anyone who is not can raise their hand. But you are doing graduation. You have studied 10th, 12th, you have given exams in your life, and you know everything that is required to be on this side. It's just that if you are not misguided and if you are not misguiding yourself by listening to someone who is telling you things that you won't be able to ever pull off, that is the only thing that you should worry about. And the one thing that you all should know, that you already know everything that is required to clear this. It is like your 10th exam, it is like your 10th board, it is like your 12th boards. Board exam everybody has given, right? Everybody sitting. It is like your graduation exam. Just think of it like that. But a little more consistency, a little more hard work, because one thing changes here is the competition. The seats are less, the aspirants are more, because we are in India, a huge population, huge, dreams. So that is why. More or less, it is your class 10th examination, class 12th examination, and I am not misguiding you. Let me tell you one thing. I will get nothing by misguiding you. I am entering a new phase of my life. I have cleared two most competitive exams on this planet, IIT JEE and UPSC. So I can speak this with full authority. Even when I started my preparation for IIT JEE and we used to have such sessions, this is only this is the first natural thing that used to come in my mind, that what different thing that this person might have done. And again, when I cracked IIT, there was nothing different that I did. Again, the same questions appeared to me when I started preparation for UPSC, that what different thing that other person has done. When now I'm on this side, again the answer is there with me that nothing different needs to be done. Right? It's just that you will have to plan very well. That planning has to be yours. You can take inputs from your faculty, from your mentors, from your elders, from someone who has cracked the examination. But 90% of that setup, that strategy, that planning has to be yours. Because almost, I think 958 people have cleared this examination this year. And let me tell you, all 958, right from rank 1 till 958, have their own story, have their own planning, have their own strategy. There's no one idea that fits for everybody. But all those 958 and plus some 3,000, 4,000 students, there's one thing common among all, that all have been consistent, all have been disciplined, most of all have been away from social media. These are, you will find common in everybody. No matter what they speak, no matter what have been their strategy, what worked for them, what did not work for them. But these are the simple things that you need to take care of. Right? How many of you are appearing for prelims this year? 1, 2, 3. So not many. So you have just, this is the foundation batch. So you've just joined. When did you all join? Like yesterday. Oh my God. Okay. So just fresh, matlab. Huh? We have given one prelims. Okay. So most of you are just like fresh kids in nursery. How you see? You must be feeling like that only. How many of you are feeling like that? That you are fresh, like the same day you have felt in nursery. So the same you must have felt yesterday. How many of you are feeling like that? Please tell me honestly. Yeah. There are many others also. Chalo, not nursery, then 11th. You might be thinking that you are lost. You will not be able to do anything. You are completely lost. How prelims, mains and interview will be taken care of. Many of you might not have studied even one chapter of polity, but maybe worried about answer writing. That my God, how will you complete the paper? Or many of you must be worrying about the interview board. कि राज शुक्ला का board मिल गया तो, you know, many of you might have heard stories about UPSC interview boards, how it feels like to go inside the Dholpur house, how those 5 people, you know, crack you up. So I have seen people like not even completed polity worrying about making laws for the country. Right? Not even know a single word of foreign policy, but will comment on India's foreign policy. So do not do this. Please. Like I told you right now that it is your 10th, 12th graduation and it is like that only. You are not do not allow anybody to treat you like you are in nursery. You do not know anything. The knowledge that you have acquired throughout your life, please keep that knowledge intact with you. That will help you in this examination. Let me tell you, what do you think, who are the brightest minds in this country when it comes to mathematics, when it comes to numbers? Which institution? No, when it comes to cracking numbers, which one group of institutions holds the premiership in cracking numbers? IITs? Yeah. 90% of my friends failed CSAT in 2023. 90%. And almost everybody I met that year who were not from engineering background, forget like IIT background, they cleared CSAT from Hindu college, from DU, from normal commerce background, from normal arts background, from normal English background. Because they did not forget what they have studied in their school, they did not forget what they have studied in their class 12th, but these people forgot. The people from IIT. Because what they did, that I will only do maths. And they were not able to do even 25 questions that day. And what these people did, that it's an examination, like any other examination. They are not here to see whether you do maths or whether you do English. Let me complete the paper. I also did the same way. I got 127 in CSAT. Every year I've got almost 120 plus in CSAT. Because before coming to IIT, I was a simple student. I have read English. That is why I'm able to speak now. Imagine somebody writing 7 papers in English and he is not attempting a single English question in CSAT. Is this the strategy that you want to follow? How many of you are here who has not studied English ever? Ever? Like, do not know even ABCD of English. Is there anyone here? Then why will you not approach English in CSAT? Why will you not approach reading comprehension in CSAT? You will meet people in this. Now you have started, you will meet very different kind of animals in this preparation who will tell you different things. Do not do this, do not do this, do not do this. They'll treat you as if you do not know anything. But I am not here to tell you that you all are well educated, well read people, and congratulations that you are here. You are doing very good, a very noble thing. Reading, writing, studying, it's a very important thing to do in life. Please keep doing this. Even if you make it into the list, please develop a reading habit. Read newspapers, read some good books that will develop your personality. If you have just started your foundation, then apart from your polity history, read some books on India, read some books on Karnataka. Because now people will expect you to know more than the basic population. Because you are being chosen to govern them. Please understand the seriousness of this examination, the job profile of this examination. Because ultimately it's a job, right? You'll have to do something, you'll be getting paid for it. So if you do not understand your job profile, your preparation will also go, you will not able to understand your preparation also. That why this step has been taken, why taxation is necessary. More or less taxation, that will be decided later on. Why taxation is necessary, why having president's rule is necessary, why having a governor is not necessary or necessary. So when you are finished with your foundation, or when you are writing your mains, or when you are giving your interview, you should have that analytical skills with you, that on any given day, on any topic, you should be able to give your own analysis of any policy, of any step, of any article in the Constitution, of any Supreme Court judgment, of any economic decision, of any past event, whether certain invasion was necessary or not, or why did that happen, how could it have been avoided. So you'll have to develop that knowledge and that depth in you, and that only you can develop. Nobody standing here and coaching you can develop that for you. Nobody. If you are into this preparation, please be in this preparation wholeheartedly. How many of you are sitting here because your parents wanted you to sit here? How many? Is there anybody here who did not want to prepare for UPSC, but your parents forced you into this? You. Why are you sitting here then? See, it will be very difficult for you to sustain this. Very difficult. Because there will be days when you will be completely broken, shattered from inside. Like, what the hell I'm doing with my life? I could have earned something somewhere. Bangalore has a great IT industry. Many of my friends from IT are working here, earning in crores. Right? And if you're sitting here because you wanted to sit here, then you will be able to sustain. But then also it will be difficult. Because you might have joined due to some idea in your mind that I want to do this, I want to take this revenge, that revenge, right? I want to use power in this way, that way. All these ideas will, evaporate once you open Lakshmikant. Yeah, 15 pages into Lakshmikant, all revenge feeling will go, no, let me choose someone else. let her or him be happy, I will be happy with someone else. No revenge. All your ideas of power will vanish. चलो कोई बात नहीं. Right? I'll use power, some other birth I'll take, I'll use power. Go and read Lakshmikant, 15-20 pages. Go and read Current Affairs magazine for, 1 day. All those ideas will vanish, those superficial ideas. But if you have an interest in reading, knowing things, understanding about your society, your culture, your history, your state, all of you are from Karnataka, right? Yeah, about your state, about your state's history, about your language history, then you will be able to sustain yourself. Because you'll have to know all this. If you are a superficial guy, you may be able to crack prelims. 50% of your superficiality will be known to them in your mains, and in interview they will just crack you open. Let me tell you. Question by question, they will come to know what kind of personality do you have. Why are you sitting there? In just 40 minutes. You will not be able to fool anybody that day. You might think that I have answered all questions perfectly, 200, score would be 110. And if you are genuine, and if you have not given almost 50% of the answers to the board, but you are genuine, your score would be above 180, above 170, naturally. Because they will come to know. Right? So is there anybody who's sitting here because they love power? Or want to use power to get revenge from someone or something? Is there a list that you have prepared? And you'll keep on adding people to that list. Because those ideas will vanish in just a week's or 2 weeks' time as you dwell into article 1, 2, 3, 4 and 400 articles. So that you will forget that person, forgive also, and you will move on. So don't do such things in life. Come with a very good clarity of mind. Why do you want to do this? Come with knowing about yourself. I have met people who do not know anything about themselves. What is their hobby? They're asking me what is my, what hobby should I write? And I'm like, how could I know? Like if she's asking that what hobby should I write? I'm meeting you today. How can I tell you what is your hobby? There are such people are clearing this examination and definitely giving interview because you're writing your hobby only after you clear mains, right? And I'm shocked to meet such kind of people that you have cleared mains, you are such an adult person and you do not know what is your hobby. And you start manufacturing hobbies, yoga, meditation. You do not know anything about yoga. You have never done meditation even for 10 minutes. But hobby will go. Yoga, meditation, vipassana. My God, even that 60 plus age person sitting in front of you, vipassana at this stage, right? Or going to, Tirth Yatra. First do something wrong in your life. Then you go and wash it off. How many of you have hobbies here, like genuine hobbies? Yeah. And the others will manufacture it after mains. It is all right if you do not have a hobby. There's nothing wrong in not having a hobby. But do not manufacture a hobby after you clear mains. Again, a question is asked that how do I develop my personality after my mains preparation, after the mains result have come out. So you'll develop your personality in 1 month. And all throughout your life till 27, 28, 25, what have you done? You already have a personality. If you're sitting here, if you have studied good in your 10th, your 12th, you already have developed a personality. You just need to brush it up. You cannot develop a personality in a month or in 2 months or in 3 months. It's a long process. Start developing, if you want to develop your personality, start developing your personality from today itself. Go start reading books, start having knowledge. Knowledge will build your character, and character will build your personality ultimately. Right? So, all are like foundation course students. What is the class schedule here? Like every day? The class happens every day? Okay. So, any of you doing any job? No. So, all have like, and how many hours class happens here? 6 hours. All right. From timing? 10 to? 10 to 1 and 2 to 5. Okay. Yeah, my time also. And after 5, what do you do? Like, just go home, do not open anything, and Netflix or Instagram and chill. So, first, let me talk about the basic classes that you are doing. Take notes. Now, whether you want to take running notes or the dictation notes, it doesn't matter. Whatever is your forte. If you are able to understand a 10 minutes lecture in just writing 2 words, take your notes like that only. Okay? Whatever works for you. Just do one thing, when you go back to your home, at least read that. Right now, for 2-3 months, for everybody is aiming for which year UPSC attempt? 27. Okay. And so almost 1 year. So right now, just go back and read what has been taught in class, whether you are able to make sense of that. And do not hurry into the preparation. I have seen people, there was nobody very good to guide me, and I made this mistake. How to do answer writing from the very first day, how to analyze PYQ from the very first day. You cannot, anyways, you will not be able to analyze your PYQs from the very first day. Your syllabus has not been covered that much. You do not have that knowledge to write a 2-page answer right now. Anyways, you will write garbage. So what is the need of writing that? Invest that time in building knowledge first, building that good amount of knowledge which will help you in analyzing PYQs and writing your answers well. Okay? So right now, just focus on what is going on in the class. Do not read any newspaper. You will not make any sense out of it. One bad thing that might happen, that you might be inclined to a particular ideology if you start reading newspapers. Because you will think that anyone who is writing in the newspaper is having more knowledge than you right now. And it's true also. But they will write whatever they are writing according to their own beliefs, their own ideas. And you have not built a system of ideas right now. That is building. So let it complete first, let it build. 4 basic subjects that you have: economy, polity, history and geography. Complete it, then only start reading newspapers. Otherwise, newspapers will not make any sense. Frustration will be there with you all the time when you open a newspaper, and you will give up on newspapers. I have seen people not able to read newspapers even during their interview preparation, because they have started newspaper at a very bad stage. Right? So right now, my advice will be, those who have joined just now, finish these 4 basic pillars of UPSC. Without this, nothing will make sense. Not international relations, not society, not ethics, nothing will make sense. First, the basic 4 things: polity, history, geography, economy. Complete. I think this only might be going. What is going on in your batch? Polity and this polity. One more subject will start with it. So first, complete these 4. This is your basic foundation. How to complete this? Right now, just read what is being taught in class. Try to understand that. Clear your doubts with your faculty then and there. Go back, read the notes, come back, come again. If there is any doubt in whatever he has taught, ask that and clear it. And then try to make a connection between these 4 things. Right? That why there is a boundary dispute between Karnataka and Maharashtra. What is the background of it? Because if you are from Karnataka, if you reach to the interview stage, that will be a very piping hot question. And why? Because even if, let's suppose that your interview is tomorrow, today a politician might comment on this issue. And tomorrow your board will pick it up that, yesterday a comment has come. But in order to deeply know this issue, not as a public, not as a normal public, not as a politician, but as a civil, see, public has a different perception about policy. Politicians have a different perception about policy. Civil servant has a completely different perception about policy. And your perception now needs to be aligned to the civil services, not with these two. Right? And in order to align yourself with this public policy of how civil servants think about that, you will need to know everything about its geography, geography of Maharashtra and Karnataka, about the history of this dispute, about the resolutions that have been passed, like how do we need to resolve this, and then your own idea. But your idea should not be based on something that you have read in the newspaper. Your idea should be built on what you have studied in books, what you have made out of this, and then that should be your answer to the board. Or that should be your answer in your mains examination. Then only you will be able to clear those, be in that 1000 among 5 lakh or 6 lakh students who write prelims. Because let's suppose that if you are made a district magistrate of a district, whom will you call? Shashi Tharoor. That I am facing this problem right now, what should I do? I have read just your articles in newspaper and now I do not know what to do. This problem, like you have not written anything about this problem. You are being chosen to be a problem solver, right? Every day, thousands of people will come to you with their problems, just problems. Nobody will come to you with a pack of sweets or with this. Only these days, 1 month. After that, this will go away and this will start. Yeah, this is the fact. Will you meet an IAS just to give him a bouquet? But you will approach an IAS if you have a problem. Just simple. Why will you meet a civil servant? He is not Shah Rukh Khan. You will meet a civil servant only when you have a problem in your life. And the only thing that a civil servant needs to do, how to solve a problem. It doesn't matter whether you are rank 1, rank 141, rank 851. If you are able to solve an issue of the other person in a limited time frame, he will be happy with you. He will always remember you. That there was an officer who came, he solved my problem in 2 days. I had a certificate issue, he issued the certificate in 24 hours. Such an efficient officer. No matter you are All India rank 10, and if you are, sorry for All India rank 10, no matter if you are All India rank X, and if you are not able to solve that person's problem, he will not respect you. So try to be a problem solver. Problems even a rickshaw puller knows what is the problem with India. Everybody knows. Because there are so many problems. But he is not a civil servant because he does not know how to solve that problem. And you will need to know that in time to come. And you will need to develop that habit of solving problems. And if you keep asking your faculty and your mentors about every problem that you are facing right now in your life, then how will you solve the problems of 10 lakh people? Let me tell you, the average population in a district in our country is more than the population in Germany, France, Poland, countries like that. So if statistically speaking, the district magistrate of a district in Bihar is more powerful than the France president. Because he has more people under his command than him. And this is a fact in our country. So start behaving develop your personality like that from the very first day. Discipline will take you a lot far in your life, rather than fake motivations of, entry of a DM, entry of a SP, people saluting an SP. Everybody watches shots like that. those things will go away. Once you start reading Lakshmikant, 15-20 days, you will start hating those shots. I'm telling you, because those are just superficial. But if you want to change something in your life, if you want to change something in your country, in people's life, that motivation will remain with you. Right? So any question about this general, about why you should do civil services and what is civil service, any question that comes up in your mind, anything? Nothing? That I'll take later on. Okay. Any general question right now? If you are confused about the preparation, why are you here? How this will help? This setup will help you. Anything general about classroom, like how can you utilize this classroom? What is the role of this classroom in your UPSC journey? Because look at each other's faces. How many people are sitting here? Many? Almost 50? Even 5 are able to make it to the final list. Let me tell you, it will be a miracle. It will be a miracle. And I will pray to God that everybody of you make it, but that is not possible. Who will be able to make it? Who are disciplined? Who are not sitting here because they believe that Legacy IAS will make them an IAS. Legacy IAS can help you in becoming an IAS. It is only one person who can make you an IAS, and who is that? Yes, it's you. Always. So now you know how to utilize this space. Have a good bond among you all. Have a good peer group. Discuss among yourselves. Debate, but do not fight. Right? Have healthy discussions. Debate on your knowledge, not on your voice. Okay? Now coming specifically to the prelims. Shall I discuss prelims wala? Haan. Yes, I will. And anybody if has any doubts about prelims, so once I finish, you can ask that. All right? So right now, those who have joined the foundation course, please do not worry about the prelims. Those who have written already prelims once, please worry about the prelims, right? And right now, what are the 4 subjects that you need to focus on? Yes. So you need to be thorough with this, right? I'll tell you the source. If you want to follow that, please follow. If you do not, please don't. There is no hard and fast rule because again, all 958 students have followed different sources, but all have made it to the list. Okay? Read what you are comfortable in reading. Then, then only you will be able to make it. Thank you. See, if I specifically talk about, please bear with my handwriting, prelims. Right? So it has 2 papers. One is the GS, another is the CSAT. Please keep this paper in mind. This has been a game changer in the last 2 to 3 years. GS will be of 100 marks. Sorry, 100 questions, 200 marks. 80 questions, 200. Okay, this is qualifying in nature. 66. You need to score 66 marks. Even this has become very difficult. And this is the main paper for determining the merit list. Those who are writing, those who will write mains. Here you will have mostly from polity, geography, history, economy, environment, science and tech, IR, and everything. And this is the tricky part. This is where everybody falters in prelims. There's a saying that everything under the sun. Do you believe there can be anybody who knows everything under the sun? So what happens is that 99% or let's say 90% people start focusing on this. And the 10% who focuses on this, they make it. They clear prelims. Alright? Because everything that stems out from everything that is written downwards has been coming from this only. Everything. So if you know the everything of this, you will be able to clear every prelims that you give without any problem. But if you're lacking in this four, nothing written here can help you. None of the subjects will come to your rescue. Because, see, prelims is a game of elimination. UPSC is not selecting you in prelims. UPSC is only eliminating. And it starts eliminating from here only. Because just imagine that if you do not know the polity, geography, history and economy of this country, what sort of civil servant you will be? No matter if you are a PhD in environment or if you are a PhD in IR. Your PhD in IR will not help you in solving a local problem. You agree with this? Or your PhD in environmental science is not going to help you solve a local problem or any local issue. But your knowledge in these things, right? If there is malnutrition in your district, from where can you get help? How will you run the Anganwadi centers? How will you help the women and children of your society? What are the provisions that has been made for the elderly? Does all this comes here? Everything that I have spoken right now is here, right? Whether your district is, prone to floods or prone to disasters, cyclones, it again comes in geography. Is there any historical issue in your district which you should be aware as a district magistrate, which can just pinch a nerve and there can be a grave law and order situation in your district? Again, history will come. Economy to everybody knows how important it is for the economy. So when you read more about economy or when the faculty will tell you, there is an Essential Commodities Act. Right now it has been implemented for LPG cylinders. You know who is the basic implementing authority in that act? Is the district magistrate. It's your responsibility to see that if there is a commodity which is less in number, that should not leave your district. That should not be exported. There should not be any hoarding. You will have the power to determine the price of onions in your district. And let me tell you, it is a very big issue. About whether rice can cross the border of your district or not. Wheat can cross the border of your district or not. Tomatoes can cross the border of your district or not. How will you determine? Based on the inflation, based on the production, based on the supply and demand, right? So in order to become an efficient civil servant, anyway, knowledge of these four things are necessary. And that is why UPSC gives a lot of, effort on understanding how many of the candidates know this well. So there will be approximate, I'm telling you, 60 questions in prelims from only these four. And 20 written down will have an bearing with this one. Because if you do not know world geography, which country is placed where, forget about knowing anything in international relations. Anything, let me tell you. No matter whether you are a PSIR optional no matter you may have done a MSc in IR, if you do not know world mapping, the geographical location of a country, you will not be able to do anything. That why an attack on Iran has led to an LPG crisis in India. It has a bearing with geography. Why? Anybody can here tell me? Exactly. Because it controls the choke point. It can create a blockade. Right? Why did US emphasized a lot on Turkey being a part of NATO? When you will read in IR that US did a lot of things to woo Turkey to become a part of NATO. A lot of things, a lot of concessions. And even today also Turkey behaves in a very erratic manner with US. You will read about this. It's a headache for US. But it's a basic necessity in NATO. If Turkey leaves NATO, it will, like NATO will lose half of its effectiveness. Why? It has nothing to do with military, nothing to do with economy, it has only to do with geography.
Because of its geopolitical, like its positioning.
Yeah.
Because of the water bodies up and below it, as also it is the joining point between Asia.
It controls two straits. There are two straits. Here it is Turkey. And there are two straits here. Everybody knows what is a strait? It connects two water bodies. Okay? So there are two straits. And here this city is Istanbul. Bosphorus and Dardanelles. And why is this strait important? Because that is the only point through which anything can go to which country? Which country? Putin? Russia. Does anybody has an atlas here? Please keep an atlas always with you. Always. Always, at every time. And you today go and check this one. If Turkey blockades these two straits, Russia can only imagine what will happen with it. Whether it is food, oil, fuel, anything. Because it connects the Mediterranean to the Black Sea. So Turkey is geographically important. And when as an ambassador you will be speaking to the Prime Minister about how we should deal with a country, you will tell him the importance of that country. You will not tell him that, sir, quality of bananas here is very good. So we should have a good relation with that country. And from where will you get this knowledge? Does this knowledge has anything to do with IR? This knowledge has to do everything with geography. That is why geography is important. Right? So please, for prelims, focus on these 4 subjects a lot. A lot. And how to focus? Your class notes. Make good class notes. Go read it and try to understand it. If you are not able to understand anything, come here and ask. Simple. Like what you used to do in school. Go from the class, play cricket, go watch a movie, go out with someone, have a dinner, live a good life. But do not be on social media. Yeah. And one book. Any book of your choice. Any book. For polity, it can be Lakshmikant, D.D. Basu, anything. Any local writer, anything. But with it, please read the Bare Act. Everybody knows here what is a Bare Act? Bare Act is the basic constitution that is provided by Government of India. Go and check in your mobile, type COI India. You will get the first link as a PDF, download it. And along with your class notes, let's suppose what is being discussed in polity right now? constitution, like preamble, right? So when preamble is being discussed, so in this bare act, in that bare act is nothing but the original constitution, okay, the PDF of the original constitution. Original, I mean, which is present right now, not the 1947 one, the present original constitution. All right, go and see where is the preamble in that book, just that, and read it once. You need to do just that, because in every prelims there is a question that this word, anything, political party, let's suppose there is a word political party, whether it is present in the constitution, they will ask you in prelims examination. How will you know this? Lakshmikant is not the constitution, right? DD Basu is not the constitution. What is the constitution? This bare act. And you do not need to mug the bare act. You just, if today, let's suppose article 1 to 5 has been discussed in class, just go and read article 1 to 5. How much time will it? Read it there only in your mobile when it is being taught. How much time will it take? And on that very day, in your deep memory, that memory will tell you that no, this word is not there. You will be able to make sense. But you will have to start right now only. If you will think that when 1 month is remaining in prelims, then I will, download the bare act and then I will read, it won't help you. It should be a process, a gradual process. You will also understand the legal language. You will also understand the constitutional language. You will start getting those words that can be used in your answer writing. You will start getting those words which can be used in your interview. There is nothing fancy in this preparation. Just basic, you will have to do basic things every day. All right? So this was about polity. Geography, again class notes. Plus mapping. This is really important. Let me tell you. No matter UPSC asks or it does not ask, even if it is not asking one single question from mapping, it is really important. Why is there anyone who asks you to write ABCD? Any day? So have you forgotten ABCD? No. But that is even today important for you? No. Why is that important? Why ABCD is important? You have to form sentences, to write words, to make the meaning of words, to speak in English. This is what it is. Mapping is important to make sense of geography. Whether it is physical geography, whether it is world geography, India geography, to make any sense of anything in geography, you need to know map. You do not need to know map because UPSC is asking. Let's suppose UPSC does not ask any question for coming 10 years. It's not that mapping will lose its relevance. If you are not doing mapping, you will not be able to tackle a single question of geography in a conceptual manner. You'll have to mug it up. Right? Jharkhand is very rich in minerals. Even if Jharkhand, that state name would not have been there, any location which is in Chota Nagpur Plateau would be rich in minerals. Why? Because it's a part of Chota Nagpur Plateau. Right? Chota Nagpur Plateau came first, na? Jharkhand came later. You are understanding what I am saying? That is why mapping is important, to make a sense of what you are reading. Mapping is not important because UPSC will any day ask from you mapping. But that is not important because UPSC is asking, because that is important because you will start making a sense of geography after that. At least you will know the location of countries. I can name the location of countries counterclockwise and clockwise in Africa, South America, North America, like this. Not only me, all the 958 people who have cleared. And this is how you will clear prelims. Are you getting this? And this is not tough. This any way you have to do this. Bare act, mapping. I have given a word for all this. These are the ABCDs of UPSC. No matter UPSC asks or does not ask, as a candidate who wants to clear this examination, you need to know this. Alright? Geography NCERT is really important. And again, please do not read 6 to 10. There's nothing in this. Do not waste your time. 11th and 12th. Old or new, that depends on you. I will prefer the old ones. If you can get a PDF or if you can get printed in the market, please read the old ones. Just 11th and 12th. You are very educated people. There is nothing in a class 6 geography that you do not know right now. Please believe in what you have studied in school. Do not behave like nursery kids. That any random guy comes and tells you that start reading NCERT from class 6. What you will read NCERT from class 6? Conversation between two kids, Ram and Shyam. And you will be happy also, today I have read for 5 hours. Read only 11th and 12th. Any NCERT. Alright, history again. There are two parts. One is art and culture. And the other, usko thoda, sorry for this. So you ask for notes now from toppers. My notes are like this. What will you be like? Any other person who is looking at my notes, will he be able to understand anything? You will also have to make notes like this only. But only you are able to understand that. Please make notes to clear this examination, not to sell after clearing it. So history, there are two, art and culture and the history part. It has three: ancient, medieval, modern. Right? First, the class notes should be enough. For me, it was enough because I was not interested in reading history a lot, right from my childhood. Okay, if anybody has interest, well and good, you can read other things, but at least complete the basic class notes. You should be able to tell that Akbar was the son of Humayun, not the other way around. That is at least the basic necessity of it. Okay, so that, why? So that if a simple question comes from history, normal, like this year, history was easy, you are able to tackle it. Do not be, so much rigid that I have not studied history even in my class 10th board examination. How can I study history right now? You will fail in 2-3 prelims and then you will realize why you should study history. Okay? If you are not good at history, do not go that deep. Leave a few questions in prelims. Anyway, leaving is also very important. You should know, I always left almost 4 to 5 questions from ancient, medieval, modern, mostly from ancient, medieval, because that was my weak area. But not so weak that I could not answer one like Fahim came in whose tenureship. That I knew. You will read, it is a very simple question. So that I knew. Now, not knowing that would have been a sin. And who knows, because I knew that I cleared prelims this year. Because it was asked in 2025. Now, if I would have been that rigid that I will not even know that fact, I would have been out even at my prelim stage itself. You are getting what I am saying? At least complete the class notes, and if you are more interested in reading, then in art and culture there is Nitin Singhania. I will suggest, please read Buddhism, architecture, temple architecture, and Jainism from Nitin Singhania. Please. Direct questions have been asked in UPSC prelims from these 3 sections.
So for art and culture, did you only do Nitin Singhania and not like the NCERTs?
No, NCERTs I did not. I told you, I did not have much interest in history, and I am not able to retain history very much. So I did not used to, over bother my brain with history. I knew that 12 to 15 questions will come and I had to leave 5. That was already in my mind. Polity, geography, economy was my main forte, and
So you can do that, like if you're weak in one
exactly. See, you cannot remember everything that day. You do not need to remember everything. Whatever you are remembering, please remember it well. Please remember it well. Do not get confused between Article 3 and Article 4. Do not get confused between what comes Ghagra or, Gandak, which is left, which is right. Alright? But if you are confused between what are the 12 Jyotirlings, don't worry. One question, you can leave. But do not pick one question in every subject. That sir has told, leave questions, 4 I will leave in polity, 4 in history, 4 in geography. No. We all as students in our school, we all had problem and issues with one subject or the other. I had a very big issue with history. I am not a very good retainer of facts. Not a very good retainer. Alright? I am a very good analyst. I understand things conceptually and then I remember it. There was nothing conceptual here. But then also I spent time with it. I did the class notes again and again, so that if basic questions, and UPSC does ask basic questions in history, that you should not do wrong. Alright? Which, let me tell you one thing. Almost 25,000 people are preparing very seriously for this examination. Very seriously. Very less number. Those 5 lakhs, 6 lakhs, there are just, So these 25,000 people, they are preparing very seriously for this examination, and all of them will know the basic facts. Like, simply I'm telling you that who was Akbar's son, or who was the father of Akbar, or who was Akbar married to, Jodha Bhai. This to everybody know. Okay? So this everybody will know, right? And definitely if everybody knows this question, let's suppose it's question number 80, it will be done, like it will be correct for almost all these 25,000 people, right? And if you are not able to make that question correct, you are eliminating yourself from these 25,000 first, because they are doing it correctly. And now how to get into those 12,000? By your strength. I almost did 99% correct in polity, every prelims. I read it so much, because why? Because I had interest in polity. I knew that no matter how tough they ask, I will make it right. You are getting what I'm saying? Make your strengths more stronger and make your weaknesses up to the general level. Do not go, bothering yourself with what your weakness is. Everybody is understanding here what I'm saying to you? It's not going over your head. With time, when you will complete the papers, you will come to know that there are certain areas in which you are weak. Try to strengthen them, but do not bother too much about it. At least know the basic things. And there are areas in which you will have interest. Please strengthen those areas. They will help you in the long run. Okay? And for this ancient, medieval, modern, you can read NCERTs. And for modern, please read Spectrum. They have started again asking modern history. And do not go by the trend. I'm telling you. Nobody can predict UPSC. For the last 5 years, they were not asking anything from modern history. Last year, they asked around 8 to 9 questions from modern history. So people had stopped reading Spectrum. Last year, they asked a lot of questions from modern history. So now this year, everybody will read. Please don't do this. Basic books you read for every subject. Every subject. No matter whether UPSC is asking or not. Again, yeah, for economy, please follow the class notes. and one current affairs along with it. First, complete the class notes. Then only you will be able to relate it with current affairs, because in economy, one thing affects the other. Please do not worry about the industrialization rate in India without knowing about repo rate and reverse repo, or without reading about inflation. Go step by step. When you complete the entire economy, you will start making sense of every PYQ, every question in mains. Please do not start attempting PYQs just by reading 1 or 2 chapters. It will hamper your thinking. Okay? Environment, again class notes. S&T class notes plus one current affairs. IR class notes plus current affairs. And for current affairs, please follow one source. There's one thing in current affairs that anybody wants to ask anything from here? Anything? Okay. One thing I want to clear about current affairs right now only, and you will also realize it with time. Let's suppose UPSC is asking 15 questions from current affairs, 5. Okay. And if I have read 15 sources for current affairs, I will do 10 correctly. How much? 10. 15 out of 15, nobody can do. I will do 10 correctly. And if you have read one source for current affairs, just one source, multiple times, you will also do 10 correctly. You will also not be able to do 15. Please do not try to do 15 out of 15. That will hamper your performance in the rest 85. I have seen, aspirants going mad over current affairs. I'll do Vision also, I'll do Vajiram also, I'll do Next IAS also, I'll do Legacy also. Every coaching material I will do for current affairs. And what is the basic difference between constitutional amendment under Article 3 and under Article 368? They will not be able to tell. And then they will blame the system. UPSC is wrong somewhere. I have done everything correctly. You have not done everything correctly. Please do not blame the system. So for current affairs, please, if you want to follow Legacy IAS, follow Legacy IAS. If you want to follow any other IAS, follow other IAS. But just do one source, and that is enough. Do justice with that source. And at least read that source completely. Read that magazine. Even if you are not able to remember it, because current affairs is really bulky. Let me tell you one thing, I was never, and everything that I am saying right now is correct, is a fact. I am not here to misguide you. If you believe it, believe. If you do not believe it, then it's your choice. I was not able to remember current affairs. As I told you, I am not good at remembering facts. I was not able to remember current affairs for a long period of time. But I used to read whatever magazine I used to pick completely, end to end, so that I at least know what is going on in the news. I have an Indian Express app in my phone even right now, and I used to just keep the notifications on. And whatever happenings is going on around the world, in India, in politics, everywhere, the notifications pop up. Like now you must be in that stage in which your Facebook, Instagram notifications pop up, like something has liked your photo. So this will change, and this should change. That notification should be changed with Indian Express or Hindu or any newspaper or any news. But just keep those notifications on. Just have a look at it, what is happening. If there is any news in which you need to know something extra, just open it, read it. Nothing requirement of making notes. Nothing doing all that. I tell this everywhere I go. I'll tell you here also. Do what is humanly possible. Do not consider yourself as a robot. Do not consider yourself as an alien. Do what every human being can do, and you will crack this examination. And do not do anything which is contrary to human emotions. Simple. If you are feeling bad about something, if you are having a rough day, do not go and read current affairs. You will tear apart that book. If you are not feeling about, studying on some day, do not study. Go and watch a cricket match, go and play, go and eat something, sleep, watch a web series. I'm a very ardent cricket fan, a die-hard cricket fan. If there is a match of India's, even if tomorrow is prelims, I will watch that match. Anyways, my mind will be there, occupied. Whatever I read, I will not be able to replicate it in the exam hall. And if this is correct for everyone, just not for me, everyone. If you are not doing that, you are not a human being. Simple. And every one of us are human. Whether you are an IAS, whether you are a rickshaw puller, everyone is a human first. Treat yourself as a human. If there is something you like, if you like eating sweets, please eat sweets, even if you are getting fat. Yes, you will have time in your life to build those six-pack abs, and that is not required. Even having six-pack abs and you are not happy with it, there's nothing to show to this world. Nothing. World will never be happy with you. Never be happy with you. If you are in a quest to make everyone happy, remember, you will be the saddest person on this planet. I have never made anyone happy. Maybe I have, but I have never tried to make anyone happy by doing something which is contrary to my values. Never. I have always done what I want to do, and that is why I'm here. That is why I was able to crack. I wanted to crack IIT for myself. I wanted to have a life in IIT Delhi. I wanted to be an IAS officer. I wanted to crack UPSC for my father knew that if he is going for UPSC, either he will become an IAS or he will exhaust his six attempts. And I am not apologetic about anything. Even if I would have exhausted my 6 attempts, mere hai na. I have exhausted. Did I steal anything from anybody? No. Did I kill anybody? No. Did I do anything wrong? No. I studied for 7 years. Simple. People, they keep asking me in mock interview that, you have wasted an IIT seat. I tell them that, sir, I'm a better engineer today than when I passed out from college. And I am. I may have forgotten a thing here and there. That can be brushed up. But the knowledge today I possess about polity, economy, how this world works, what is the importance of engineers, I did not know anything when I passed out from IIT. I just had a good figure salary with me. And I hated it when I paid the tax for the first time. Oh my God, this is a salary of an individual working in Bangalore. We used to pay such huge taxes. But now I know that why that taxation is important. Where does that money go? How I was able to study in a 400-acre campus almost free of cost. I was able to appreciate that. So please do not be apologetic about what you are doing. Even if you exhaust your 6 attempts, it is your attempts, it is your life. Anything here? Anything in current affairs? Yes.
I have this particular problem dealing with schemes, and in specific, there are sometimes for example, this new ministry came out, right? And their nodal ministry is this. What is the governing body under it? So all of these mapping, I have a little bit trouble in because they are like, is it Ministry of Commerce? Is it Finance or something like that? Do you have any way in which you were able to make sense of all of it?
See, there is one way which everybody follows, that if it is asked in UPSC prelims, the ministry and department is always wrong. Okay, so that is a trick. But again, if you are asking me without a trick, okay, so there are some flagship schemes. All right, like VVG Ramji, which was earlier MG Narega, PM Janman, Poshan, right? So try to Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao, Smart City, Skill India, which comes up in the Prime Minister's and the President's speeches. Try to, remember the ministry of that scheme. See, I'll tell you. 2 speeches are, you all also please note it down. 2 speeches are very important. One, what the Prime Minister says on Independence Day. He gives a very long speech. And one, what the President says on Republic Day and what the president says on the very first day when budget is presented. Right? Please go through all the schemes that are listed in these 3 days, in these 3 speeches, and try to remember the ministry. All right? And just the ministry. What happens is people also start to remembering the department, because there will be a ministry, there will be a certain department under it, which will be implementing that scheme. So that is not necessary. Just try to remember the ministry, and that also for 6 or 7 schemes, not every scheme. And from there you will get a hang of it, like what sort of scheme comes under which ministry. And from there you will make an educated guess in the examination. If you are able to make it, well and good. If you are not, then do not worry about such things a lot. If you are speaking particularly about schemes, then please look out for schemes, the one that I told you in the speeches, these 3 speeches, and the one which has anniversary years, like 5-year completion, 10-year completion. Like this 2025 was a year in which many schemes had their 10th year anniversary. All right? So look for that. And try to remember these schemes only. If let's suppose that any other scheme has come up in examination and you are not knowing it, do not worry about this. How many questions will come? Maximum 2. 1 you will know anyway. If you are covering like this, the speeches and the anniversary year, 1 you will be knowing. If you are not knowing the other, then you can leave it. See, it's again I'm telling you, it's humanly impossible to remember the ministry of every scheme. You also know, I also know, they also know. They will come to know. But you and I know that this is not possible. But these are things that you can do. Schemes that are mentioned in the speeches, these 3 speeches, schemes that have anniversary year, they can be covered. And do not cover in bulk. Just cover the ministry, what is the aim, and the important part. 2-3 lines. Just 2-3 lines. Simple. Anything else?
Another issue with modern history. So the rest of the history is fine, but for modern history, I do have a problem remembering, for example, all the women conferences that are happening.
All the?
Women conferences or the morning of the study. So like this Sabha or this by this.
Yes.
I for the life of me cannot remember all of them.
No, that we can remember. That I also remembered.
No, all none of them. Just revising it.
I wrote everything on a sheet of paper, and I used to mark them every day. Like I'll tell you, in the month of April and May, I used to read history like Hanuman Chalisa. Like, yeah, like wake up in the morning and start. First 3 hours when I'm in a very good mood, when my mind is fresh, when no hammer is going on from the top, I read history for 3 hours continuously. And be done with history. Pranam. And this is how you do it. Do not read history from book. Please make notes of history. Even if you are making notes in class, please go and make even concise notes. The less pages in history you have, the more comfortable your brain will feel with history.
I feel especially for modern history because I have a problem with that. Is that at the beginning of each chapter there is a space right where they write the chapter name. I'll make a note of the whole chapter on top.
No. Please make note on a paper. Because see, it's all about how to trick your brain. If you have made notes there, it's well and good. But again, your brain will see that it's this thick. And once you spectrum everybody has seen, yeah. Give a big book, मतलब it will be at least thin. देख के ही लगता है कि भाई हो गया, है ना? So it's about tricking your brain. But if that spectrum is in 4 to 5 pages, your brain will think, ठीक है, today 1 page, tomorrow 1 page, 5 days, all pages gone. Okay? Please make history notes on paper. You divide, even in paper, you divide it between 2 halves. I used to do that only. 3 pages modern history, 1 page ancient history, 1 page medieval, 3 pages modern, 5 pages history done. For all, prelims, mains, everything. Mains on Jyotiba Phule, I just knew 2 things. And I wrote 3 pages. I got 116. Do that. Okay? Anyway, how would you know about Jyotiba Phule for 3 pages? We don't know about Mahatma Gandhi for 3 pages. Right? but they have asked to write 3 pages. So you can write, you will be able to write that after you complete this preparation. But please be smart about it. Please start tricking your brain. And do not trick your brain by saying that I went to the library, I have opened Instagram for 10 hours and I have studied. Not that type of tricking. If there is something bulky, try to manage it in 3 to 4 pages, 5 pages, and then try to remember that. You will be able to remember this by doing that way. I also had a problem. That Sabha, na, All India Women's Association. हाँ हाँ, yes, Theosophical Society. I used to always get, you know what was the last thing that I saw while entering the mains examination hall GS1? Arya Samaj and Brahmo Samaj. I took the paper, I did not even see the question. I flipped the back, I wrote Arya Samaj, founder, and I've forgotten the founder. I do not remember it right now. And Brahmo Samaj founder, so that at least I get the founder right. This was the level of confusion for me in history. Yeah, but I had notes for 5 pages that I mugged up and that I used in my prelims and mains. You can do that, okay? Mains, there's nothing to discuss much in mains, just that do not start answer writing right now. That will be my suggestion. You do not know anything right now. Please build a good amount of knowledge and then start answer writing. Again, I'll say one thing. Is there anyone who has not passed class 10th here? Anyone? Class 12th? Everybody has written answers. And that answer only you'll have to write here. If somebody is asking you what is your name, what will you say? I belong to Bangalore. You will say my name is this. And if they will ask you where do you live, what you will say? My name is this. So people have created so much confusion and a sense about answer writing that, oh my god, like there is so much, what should I say here? That word I'm not getting. Chodo. Like answer writing is something that only ChatGPT can do. Overhyped, yes. That also is a small word for answer writing, I'm telling you. Yes. You see the videos how to do answer writing, how toppers used to do answer writing. You know how I used to do answer writing? Write what has been asked. Simply write what has been asked. If there is a diagram necessary, draw. If it is not, do not draw. It's not a fine arts paper and my diagram is pathetic. Let me tell you. I drew Mahatma Gandhi in class 5, he became Yuvraj Singh. And my teacher, like I was a topper even then also, and my teacher took that photo and went to the staff room. See, Rahul has made this. So making diagram is not my forte. My forte is end-to-end writing. I can write 50 pages in 3 hours, complete. Once I start writing, there's only one pen I have followed throughout my life, Link Ocean Gel, 5 rupees pen. It has always stayed with me. I have completed every paper, end-to-end writing. Very less flowcharts, very less diagrams because I gave you the example. If you are good at drawing diagrams, you draw. If you are good at drawing flowcharts, you draw. But if I would have started drawing flowcharts, my 3-hour paper would have become 6-hour paper. Paper completion is must. Okay? And do what you are good at. You cannot become a painter in 1 month or 2 months or 3 months. And UPSC does not require painter. Alright? If the CM asks you that, what is the problem in your district? Sir, wait. Oh, no. Again. You will do this. Or will you say, sir, first is this, second is this, third is this, fourth is this. What is the solution? Sir, we can do this, and this. Just that. You have to give answer to a problem. Whether you give in a flow chart, whether you wrap it in a box, whether you give point wise, it depends on how you have been giving answers to your questions right from the very beginning. All right? Do not implement anything artificial. You are at a very early stage in your examination. You will hear many things about answer writing, many myths about answer writing. Answer writing is only one thing what you have been doing all throughout your life. You have done in 10th, you have done in 12th, you are doing in your graduation. Only one thing, write what has been asked. If you know about it, and write it in concrete manner. All right? So this is about mains, and between prelims and mains, so that is at a later stage, but remember this. Between prelims and mains, you will get 2 months or 2.5 months. Please, whenever you write between these months, please write for 3 hours. Please. Even if you write 10 paper, write for 3 hours. Please do not write for half an hour, 1 hour, 2 hour. You will develop a habit of writing only for 2 hours. And after 2 hours, your brain will stop working, your pen will stop working, your hand will stop working. And you will leave questions. And leaving question is a sin in UPSC mains. The moment you left 2 questions in a paper, consider yourself eliminated. Consider yourself eliminated. I'm telling you. All right? Keep this thing in your mind. You may write for half an hour now, or when you complete your basic foundation, you may write for 1 hour, but between prelims and mains, whenever you sit down for writing, write for 3 hours. Write garbage, but write for 3 hours. See how much you are able to write in 3 hours, because that day, everybody knows how much is the time for writing one paper of mains? Huh? 3 hours. All right, 9 to 12, 2:30 to 5:30. And try to write between that hour only. Even when you practice, even for prelims, even when you practice for prelims, practice between 9:30 to 11:30. And CSAT, practice between 2:30 to 4:30. And for mains, please try to write between 9 to 12 or 2:30 to 5:30. Why? Because it will condition your brain in getting that mode before the examination. We used to do it a lot in IIT during my IIT preparation. Then that time also we used to have 2 papers for IIT JEE, 9 to 12, 2 to 5. So whenever we used to give a test or write a test, we used to write in that time frame only, because we needed our brain to work at our peak during that time. And this is what you require in this examination also. So please, whenever you practice between these. Okay? Mains, when you clear prelims, you will get many other ideas. Even if I am available, I will take online. And interview is a very, is a later stage game. See, one thing that I told you in the beginning, that you will not be able to develop your personality in a day or two. Please start your developing your personality right from today. Please start reading some good books, and not that book needs not to be how to make friends. Please, everybody of you know how to make friends. I mean, if you do not know, at this age, you will never make friends in your life. In mains, okay, that is a good question. So again, coming back to history. So before coming back to history, I have 116 in GS1, one of highest in India right now. All right, which contains history. And I have told you my journey with history. And now I will tell you one more interesting thing. There is a 115 marker question of offshore and onshore petroleum fields, and I reversed it. So one complete 15 marker was wrong. Let's suppose I would have got 7 more, 123. Okay? This was of geography, which I did wrong. History, there was a question on sculpture of Chandela dynasty. For the love of history, I did not know in the examination hall which dynasty is this. Okay? I was completely gone. I was not able to remember which dynasty is this, who was the king, when it came, where it came. And I'm telling you honestly, because again, bluffing you will not give me anything. I have achieved everything in my life. I did not know which is this dynasty. Because I love history a lot, that is why. But I knew one thing, this one, sculpture. I have read a lot about sculpture. I have made notes on sculpture. So I knew what different they could have done. Nothing. स्कल्पचर ही तो बनाया होगा, मूर्ति, स्कल्पचर इज मूर्ति, क्या चेंज कर दिया होगा? वेरी गुड फेसेस, वेरी गुड फिगर, कल्चरल हिस्ट्री, सिविलाइजेशनल स्टेट, पार्ट ऑफ आवर कल्चरल इथोस, यू नो, ह्यूमन फिगर्स. राजा वाजा का फोटो तो बनाया होगा ना, हो गया. ह्यूमन फिगर्स, देयर किंग्स, क्वींस, गॉड, गॉडेस Durga, goddess Shiva. Which examiner will go and check whether goddess Shiva was made or not? Shiva was made or not? Everybody may make Shiva's sculpture. Every dynasty has made. I wrote it in 2 pages. 2 ही पेज तो लिखना है. I got 116. This was a bouncer for me. I did not know Chandela at all. At all, I'm telling you. After I came out, I remember, oh my God, that खाज वो, you know, अब मैं फिर भूल गया. So, yes. So this is how you tackle bouncer. But not 20 questions should not be bouncer. 1 or 2 is bouncer for everybody. Again, like everybody is a human being, 1 or 2 questions is a bouncer for everybody. But it's not that you will not know even a single word in that answer. You will know. There will be something that you must have read on in your UPSC journey. Please keep an open mind that day. And this is how you will tackle a bouncer question. Stick to what you have read. And now, what I did, I only wrote about sculpture. So that anyway I knew that the examiner will get frustrated by reading this answer. I cannot bluff him. Please do not try to bluff anybody in mains or in interview. Bluffing is to sin. But even in mains, do not try to bluff that India's architecture is very good. Temples have been really. Why would I write about temples in sculpture? Anybody, that person by reading my answer, he will come to know that he is a bit confused. Now by writing about temple and writing about, you know, huts and writing about Indus Valley, he will, like, believe me, like, he will consider me a fool. I will irritate him even more. And that irritation will reflect on my overall score, because he will have to check other answers also. But now, as I have written only about sculpture, he may think that I am a smart kid. Honest and smart. Honesty, because I have only written about sculpture. Smart, because I forgot about Chandela, but then also I write 2 pages. He may give me some extra marks. That, okay, he may be able to run a district a little bit different from other, but he is qualified to run a district. Because we may not know every situation. COVID, which district magistrate knew that COVID will strike in this way? Was there any SOP for COVID? Nothing. Nobody. Last disaster, that such kind of disaster, was in 1916, I think. The Black Plague that has happened. So there was no SOP for that. And ultimately you are writing this exam for, you know, becoming an IAS, IPS, IRS, who has to tackle unforeseen situations. So this was an unforeseen situation for me, Chandela. I tackled it. I tackled it. You got this? Do not frustrate the examiner. Write what has been asked. Try to stick to that point. Even, see, I would tell you, even if you are doing a mistake, do a good mistake. Do not do a horrendous mistake that will ruin your entire paper. Alright? But yeah, this also I'll tell you, Chandela I wrote at last. 3 to 4 minutes were remaining. I had nothing to do, I had completed my paper, so chalo, let me write it. Same thing I did in 2023 attempt also. There was a question of geography, F. George, something. Okay, and complete blank. But I remembered that it has something to do with icebergs. Ice, something to do with ice. I drew a very bad world map. I drew Antarctica and Arctic and Canada and all fjords. Here it is. Here fjords are found. They are very scenic. They are beautiful. You know, a lot of flora and fauna is found there. So whatever I knew about ice, I wrote. Because there is no point in living. But again, I did not frustrate the examiner. By just reading 2-3 lines, he would have come to know that I am not knowing much about this, but he would not have been frustrated. Smartly handle these type of questions. Anything else? If you want to do anything about interview, the only one suggestion that I'll tell you is that start reading books, good books about Karnataka, about India. If you want to know about Karnataka, please read books. Do not try to know about Karnataka by reading newspapers. Read books because it is highly unlikely that anybody can lie for 400 pages. But it is very likely that anybody can lie for 250 words. Like I lied. But if someone should have asked me or would have asked me to write a book on Chandela dynasty, I do not know. To write a book on Chandela dynasty, you will have to know everything about Chandela. Right? So if you want to know about Karnataka, which you should know, if you want to know about India, read books. Do not form your opinion on by reading newspaper or by listening to news channels. This will harm you in the long run. All right?
So can you please suggest some books about Karnataka?
See, books on Karnataka. Karnataka I have not read. Karnataka, my home state is Bihar, so I have read books on Bihar, but Karnataka I have not read. Sorry. India I can suggest. There is a book, India After Gandhi. It's a very nice book, very bulky book, but it's like a novel. You will enjoy reading this. Huh.
Would it be essential for you to read about whichever state is your origin state and wherever you are?
You should. Because that will reflect in your answer. When you talk about your state, that will reflect in your answer. Because even in my main interview, I'm telling you, and anyway, you should know about your state a little more deeply. Like, see, being a UPSC aspirant, I also know a lot of things about Karnataka. I can say a lot of things about Karnataka. But let's suppose there is a chance that I may get Karnataka cadre as an IAS. I will be getting IAS this time, and there is a chance that I may get Karnataka cadre. So, my understanding of Karnataka now cannot be just based on what I have read during civil services preparation. Now I will read books about Karnataka. If I want to be a good civil servant, if I want to be a good IAS officer, if I want people of Karnataka to accept me, okay, as a district magistrate, as someone who can solve their issues, first I'll have to know the issues. Right? And as a civil servant, you should know that issue more than a local people, the local population. Then only you will be able to tackle that more smoothly. Alright, so it is advisable to read books on your home state, to read the economic survey of your home state. I have read the economic survey of Bihar. I have read books on Bihar, and it has benefited me also. There was a question on Bhagalpur Bhagalpur is my home district. There was a question on Bhagalpur in my main UPSC interview this year, which I was able to tackle well because I have read books. There was Ganga Jal, has anyone seen? It's a movie made by Ajay Devgan. So that movie is based on that incident, that blindings, that few prisoners their eyes were blinded by putting acid into their eyes in police station. So that incident happened in Bhagalpur only. And that was discussed with me in the interview very deeply. So if my understanding would have been on just tertiary reading about some articles, I would not have been able to tackle that like I tackled. Because see, it's a very unfortunate incident that happened, but there was a social it was socially accepted. People were in support of that thing during that time in Bihar. Now why? Because of the rampant crime that was there at that time, because of the ineffectiveness of the police system that was there during that time. Now you could not know all this just by reading a simple 250 words article, because that article will be written either from the public side or from the victim side or from the police side, right? But when somebody writes a book, he gives you everything in that book. He may be writing a book on some, from the perspective of a particular group, but when he will discuss an issue, he will discuss it in length. So yes, it is required. It's not required right now, but when you write mains, before the mains results are announced, there's almost 2 months gap, because you will finish writing mains in August, mains result will come in November. So for these 2.5 months, what else will you do? Read books. This will develop your personality also.
Any specific questions? Do you ask any specific questions regarding your institute or like your college or something?
Yes. IT Delhi na? हाँ, they have asked.
About the college or your experience?
No, about the college mostly, like, brain drain, suicides, these are.
It's an important institute, you have to study about that as well.
Yes, you'll have to study, for interview you'll have to study every word in your DAF. Your name, your mother's name, your father's name, your date of birth, your date of interview, everything. They can ask you anything in the interview. Alright? But there are few things which you should know deeply. One is your home state. Because if you are not knowing your home state well, and you are going to become an all India service officer, if you are not interested in knowing your state, how much will you be interested in knowing your cadre? Right? And that is a job interview. What is personality test? That is a job interview. They are offering you a job. Now that job happens to be IAS, IPS, IRS, but that is a job. That is a job interview. So they will ask you questions based on your job profile, right? So knowing about the issues, problems of your state, issues, problems of your college, about your hometown, your home district, that is the work that you are going to do. All right? UPSC is a recruitment exam. You are being recruited for something. It's an examination that is going to give you a job. It's just that the nature of society is such that it has overhyped IAS, IPS and IFS and central services. Ultimately, it's a job. If you are doing your job well, you will be celebrated. Okay?
बिहार के बारे में जानने के लिए कौन सी बुक पढ़नी चाहिए?
बिहार के बारे में, there are many books that you can. Sankarshan Thakur is a very good author. He has written many books. Ruled or Misruled. Santosh Singh is an editor in Indian Express. He has written many good books. Ruled or Misruled, The Destiny of Bihar. One is Broken Promises. Broken Promises is not a book on love. It's a book on Bihar. Okay. Then there is, Bihari Brothers on Lalu Yadav ji and Nitish Kumar ji. The difference in their governance structure. All right. These are the books that you can refer. Mostly about what has been the journey of Bihar after independence. So, even if you want to read about Karnataka, so read these books, like what has been the journey of Karnataka after independence. How many chief ministers have come and shaped Karnataka. Because everybody has their contribution in developing Karnataka and in making Karnataka where it is today. Right? And this you will not get in newspapers. This you will get only in books. And then you will be able to appreciate your state even more. So as a future civil servants, please start, develop reading habits. And reading serious books, not that, how to make friends and win people.
So could you recommend some books that is civil service,
About
about civil service?
civil services, I have not read books on civil services. See, one thing I'll tell you that that is my own opinion. It can vary, like you can have your own opinion. That I do not watch movies on civil services. I do not read books on civil services. I do not read books on IIT. I have not watched Kota Factory or Kota Diaries. What is that web series? Kota Factory, yeah. So I have not watched it because I have lived that life. And the life that there is a so-called aspirants also. for this. I have not watched that also. Because there's no, again 12th fail or 12th pass. That's one movie there that is. Because my life is different from what he has lived. And I am aspiring to be doing that only. What will happen if I see that? Na? I'll start relating to him more and to me less. Right?
Actually, what I wanted to ask is not about the story, like in life's journey of those disabilities. I just wanted to ask, like, how they tackle the issues when the in the semester.
That you will get in these books only. That you will get in these books. Like if you read India After Gandhi, so in that he has explained very well about how the first chief election commissioner conducted the first general elections. So what were the problems that he faced, how he tackled. So you know what are the problems that happened in the first general election. So when they went to register people for the voting list, so the women in our country, they were not comfortable in giving them their names at that time. Ki, how can I give my name to someone other than my husband? It's against my ethos. So they gave names like Rahul Kumar. Today also it happens in many rural backgrounds that iski chachi, है ना, Priya ki mummy. It happens. So, and the voter card came like that, Rahul ki mummy. Just imagine. Now, if you write such an anecdote in your essay, I have scored 127 in essay. Right? And just imagine if you write such anecdotes in your essay, you enjoyed this story, so that examiner will also enjoy this story. That how India has, developed. Because our election system is also a mirror of how India has developed. Right? So you can use this anecdote. So these also you will get in these books only, more effectively. All right? Or the book on Bihar that I read, Broken Promises. There also I got many stories about how civil servants have shaped Bihar. The road network that came up in Bihar after 2005. So that was done by a particular civil servant. He was handpicked by the chief minister, and then the work that he did, how did he do that? I do not remember right now the name, but he was made the secretary of the road construction department. RCD department, okay? And the condition of the roads at that time in India was pathetic, in Bihar was pathetic. But now he was made the secretary. Now one question that every day is being asked, that how a secretary can, reform governance. He cannot visit every district. He already has a lot of administrative work. But he was, his office was in Patna. So there is a road in Patna, Boring Road, okay? A very famous road right now. And that was being built at that time. So what that secretary did, he went to Boring Road one day where the construction was going on, and he inspected that area, and the construction was not up to the mark. He then and there, he suspended the assistant engineer, he suspended the contractor, and he put them in jail. So now a word flew around the whole state that this man can go anywhere and inspect. So please beware. And now you look at the roads that has been built. So this is how you will develop an idea about how to do. Even as a district magistrate, you will not be able to visit every school in your district or every hospital in your district. But even if you are visiting one school in 1 week or even one Anganwadi in 1 week, the word will flow that, he is not a sitting district magistrate. He keeps on moving. Kis din kahan aa jayega? So be alert. And what is the meaning of be alert? That do your duty properly. So this is how you will develop. All right? Yes.
You said about how it's important to be disciplined.
Yeah.
So self-discipline is much more is important, and mental discipline is much more difficult to attain. So can you tell us how to achieve that and how
Self-discipline.
Self-discipline, mental discipline.
Yes. See,
What are your
self-discipline, I'm telling you. One thing is pretty clear, that you will have to study a lot. You have already decided that is why you are sitting here. All right? Now it's about how to keep it in a consistent manner. Right? See, if you will compare yourself every day, then it's a futile comparison. There are 2 months, just I'm giving you an example. 1 month is December and 1 month is April. Your discipline and consistency will vary in the month of December and in the month of April. Why? Because in December the prelims is 5 months away. In April the prelims is 1 month away. So naturally as a human being, these 2 months are different for you. In December you will be a little relaxed, and it's good that you are a little relaxed, because then if you are not, you will exhaust yourself. But that does not mean that in month of December you do not touch your books. You study for 5 hours, 6 hours, keep yourself in a good frame of mind. You will automatically increase it bit by bit, hours by hours, and in month of April it will go to 12. And believe me, 12 hours study is only possible in the month of April. Only possible in the month of, even I have done it only in the month of April, only between prelims and mains. But I have been consistent throughout. Like I told you, like I like reading. So if there is some day in which I am not in a mood to read history, polity, the basic stuff that UPSC requires, I'll read something else. I'll read a storybook. I love Ruskin Bond. Many must have read his stories. I love reading Ruskin Bond, short, cute stories. That used to refresh me. I love watching web series. So I'll watch a web series. I love watching cricket. I'll watch cricket. I love food. So I'll, eat something. Now, what do you love? I cannot tell you. You should know about this. What is the one thing that gives you happy? Because it is really important to keep yourself happy and pampered in this, whole journey. Because there will be a lot of setbacks, a lot of failures, a lot of days when you will think that why I'm here. And believe me, on that day you will not think about society and country and anything else. You will just think about yourself, that whether even it is possible or not. And it is possible. But do not overstretch yourself. Do not over bother yourself. Keep pampering yourself every day, that okay, you study for 8 hours, I'll give you food. You study today, tomorrow I'll go and play cricket. You are getting what I'm saying to you? Yes. But keep away from social media, please. Even now and even after you become a civil servant, please stay away from social media. Do not carry a camera or a videographer with you. Please. Behave like a civil servant. Your job is to solve problems, not showing problems to the society. If you will do good work, people will anyway appreciate, without a camera. And if you are not doing good work, people will not appreciate even if you make 100 videos every day. And that is not a job of a civil servant. Alright? And anyways, if you clear, people will give you a lot of respect, and that office already has a lot of ego, power and respect. Why do you have to add your own and increase it? Right? Remain grounded, remain humble, and please do not use social media. Yes. You got your answer?
So what are the approaches on CSET to get good marks?
See, CSET, the first thing is practice, and practice only the PYQs. You practice the 10 years paper in this time frame for 2 hours, and then you will realize that what are your weak points, whether it is the number system. And please take CSAT as a paper. Do not differentiate it between English and maths. Everybody here knows maths. 10th, everybody has passed. Everybody here knows English. Again, 10th, everybody has passed. So what is there to differentiate between I am not good in English? UPSC is anybody any day not expecting you to be brilliant in maths and English. That is why the passing marks is 66. Those people are facing problem with CSAT who are differentiating between maths and English. It's a paper. Nobody is going to come and ask how much English you have done, how much maths you have done. Alright? Just there's a simple mantra for CSAT which I have followed, that you start with question number 1. Just keep in your mind that at the end of 2 hours, you are at question number 80. And do all the simple questions in between. Just the simple ones which are simple. And there are many simple questions in that paper. Enough to get you 80, 90. Enough. And when you practice, You will get to know what are your weak points. You strengthen them. That's it. Any day it's not an IIT JEE paper or a SAT paper. People are behaving like that, but it's not. It's a test of your aptitude. And the first aptitude that UPSC is checking, that whether you can differentiate between a tough problem and a simple problem. First thing. If you are able to differentiate that this is the question that I will attempt and this is the question that I will not attempt, you will clear CSAT. And that will come through practice.
So what percent does handwriting contribute in?
Handwriting should be legible. Legible, like readable. Just that. Good handwriting. So, and that is, I do not have any time constraint. There you have time constraint. Please keep a good handwriting in your essay paper, because there you have ample amount of time. Okay? Other papers, finishing the paper is more important. It should be readable, like without, stretch. See, people who check your paper are almost 60 to 60 plus. So why to, give them headache?
So is it like important to maintain only cursive or type handwriting or
No, 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 no. No, no, I do not have cursive handwriting. Again, if I start cursive, 6 hours. See, you have given 10th. Again, the same I will repeat. 12th, graduation. Handwriting you have. Content matters. Yes, anything else?
About the optional question.
PSIR, right? Or choosing the optional or PSIR? Choosing, it's on interest. For me. Again, for me it was interest because I liked reading diplomacy. I read a lot of books on diplomacy. Even I at night when I was not able to sleep, I used to read about diplomacy. So, and I got less marks in paper 2, which has diplomacy, and more marks in paper 1. So it is not mark specific, but yeah, I loved reading about political philosophy, Hobbes, Locke, Kant. I read even which were not in the syllabus. So for me it was interest. I would not have changed my optional even in my 6th attempt. So choose an optional with which you can spend a good amount of time, because optional will take maximum of your preparation time, especially during the mains, and it is really important because it has 500 marks. If you are interested in maths, please do maths. People in my college from IIT Delhi have taken maths because of Kanish Kataria, who scored 372 and was AIR 1. He was from IIT Bombay. People in my college we were masters of maths, and you can understand why I am giving that example. They are nowhere close of cracking even prelims. Forget about writing mains. And those who have written mains from maths not cross 200. Alright? Kanish Kataria scored 372 because he was interested in maths, in reading maths. That is why. I scored 217 PSIR because I was interested in reading PSIR. When I used to read PSIR, it felt like I was reading poetry. And when I used to read about society, caste and all, I did not like it much. That is why I did not choose sociology. Anthro, I had no interest. Maths, I knew that number cracking ability has gone. So that is why I chose PSIR, because of genuine interest. If interest is between two subjects, then go for the one which is more scoring. But right now, I think, that is also a bit dicey. So most important, it is interest. Do not go for its syllabus is less, syllabus is more. If you do not have interest in something, even 2 pages will feel like 200 pages. And if you have interest in something, 200 pages will feel like 2 pages. It happens. Anything else?
Sir, regarding emotional intelligence in case of ethics paper,
just the emotional intelligence part,
Yeah,
like.
emotional intelligence is a good, important for the ethics paper.
No, that will anyway be covered in class, the class notes, the basic of emotional intelligence, right? And after that you can read in newspaper, but
So that is enough.
that is enough. That is enough. If you find something good in newspaper, incorporate it in the class notes. At the end of the day, you should have one booklet for everything, like for every subject, one booklet, not scattered like you also have something in written in mobile, you also have screenshots taken. It should be culminated into one. All right. So I think that will. Anything else? One last question. And please, let me tell you one thing. Please enjoy reading for one year, 2 year, and after that it's a job at the end of the day. Please, when you become a civil servant, please be humble, please be grounded. Anyway, people will respect you, not because of your name or anything, just because you have done something good in your life. But please be humble. Humility will take you afar, very, very far in your life. People will remember you as a friend, people will remember you as a guide, and most importantly, if you are remembered for being a good person, rather than being from a very good institution, rather than being from a very good profession, if people remember you for being a very good person, you're already successful. So, first try to be a good person, a good knowledgeable person. Try to speak good to others. Try to behave good with others. Try not to do things which you may not like others when they do the same to you. Try to be in someone's shoes first, that if I say something like this or if I do something like this, what the other person will feel. Try to behave like that. Even when you become a civil servant, even when you sit on that chair of the district magistrate, any way that chair and that office has a lot of authority, has a lot of power, has a lot of respect. It does not need your ego. It does not need your attitude. All right? Please respect your subordinates. Please respect your elders, your seniors, and most importantly, your subordinates. Please do not make a video scolding them. You, as a human being, will not like if the CM will scold you publicly. So the other person also, no matter even if he serves tea to you, he will also not like, publicly scolded in front of a camera. So anything that you do in your life, even after becoming a civil servant, please do not do such things which, if done to you, you will feel bad. Right? Remember this. Always remember this. And you will be a very good person, very good human being. That is the most important thing. I have met many people, many IAS, but I remember a very few people, just because of the difference in their behavior and approach. All right? Thank you. Yes.
There's an online student asking this question. You can answer.
So I'll have
You can just answer. It will be online on the camera.
Okay.
You can just answer.
So Pritesh has asked a question online, and yes, just one minute.
Wait for 5 minutes.
Yeah. Pritesh has asked a question online that he's a working professional. So I would like to tell you, Pritesh, that if you are working right now, then you can pull around 3 to 4 hours daily and try to give your maximum hours during the weekdays, like the weekends, 7 to 8 hours. And if you feel like around October that you are not able to cover, most of the portions are left, then you can also quit your job and go for full time for this preparation. But I'll share my number with you all. Right? If there is any specific doubt that you have other than academic doubt, you have your teachers to clarify. Other than academics, then you can ask. Please note down my number. 8826 100 8826 100 325. Okay? Thank you.
Guys, you have any questions at this moment of time?
I have answered.
No, it's answered, right? Yeah. All right. Thank you so much, Rahul. Thank you once again. I hope the insights that you have given would be really fruitful for the students. and I hope now you actually start writing the answers as he mentioned, the way he mentioned, and put in more efforts from now onwards, right? So thank you so much, sir. Thank you again, and thank you guys.
Thank you.
See you in the class.
Thank you.